In Afghanistan, women's rights activists are said to be under siege. Amnesty International says that activists face mounting violence, including threats, sexual assault, and even assassinations.
The London-based group says the Afghan government is failing to protect women, and the human rights gains made since the fall of the Taliban are at risk. As VOA reporter Henry Ridgwell tells On Assignment's Philip Alexiou, a TV show produced in the capital dramatizes this struggle. Take a look.
Camera, rolling. Fix it.
On a back street in Kabul, the cameras roll and filming begins on Shireen's Law, a TV drama that aims to challenge conservative social norms. The central character is a working single mother of 3, trying to escape a forced marriage and battling taboo issues like rape and family violence. The show's director hopes it's a catalyst for social change.
Henry, this TV series comes at an interesting time in Afghanistan, considering that more and more people in Afghanistan have television sets now.
It does. It's really something of a first for Afghanistan. Something of this nature hasn't been tried before in terms of the subject matter that it's trying to tackle. And the director, Max Walker, thinks this might be one of the best mediums to try to start climbing that great mountain of changing societal attitudes towards women, to trying to stop the kind of abuses we're seeing towards women currently. Around 50% of Afghan households now have a television on current figures, and they hope that this kind of drama will prove a hit. People will start talking about it, people will start debating the issues that it brings up and really bring out into the open an issue which so far has been hidden behind closed doors, behind closed walls, and largely people don't want to talk about.
Activists say women's rights in Afghanistan have slowly improved in the past decade. But a report from Amnesty International warns those gains are at risk because the government is failing to defend them. Female workers, including doctors and teachers, and rights activists are being attacked and often killed.
Well, I find it interesting, Henry, that, of course, people will say progress has been made in the country when it comes to women's rights. But there are women in Parliament now. That's been one of the changes. So it sort of sounds like their voice, is it being heard? Are they having much of an effect? Any way of knowing?
There are several. There are 69 MPs currently in the Afghan parliament, which is more than some European democracies, for example. But of course, it's a slow process to try and bed those changes into Afghan governance and Afghan society. Some of them have very bravely led the campaign to improve women's rights, and many of those MPs have been targeted with violence. The last incident being in November last year, when a car bomb attack targeted the convoy of one female MP. She wasn't hurt seriously, but 3 other members of her team were killed.
A lot of the attacks, of course, were from the Taliban and conservative forces, but there were also several who were not from the sources that you would think would be attacking. These were government officials, local commanders, and even their own colleagues.
And the response of the international community has been far from adequate.
Threats have been ignored even after repeated warnings.
It certainly says a lot about these women who are trying to make this television series, because obviously there have been women, if I understand, who have done some TV programs and they've been killed.
That's right. Anyone, any female person in the public eye, really, be they a politician, a television star, a sports people, takes a risk.
Many women who have appeared on television have been killed. Shireen's Law lead actress Lina Alam is well aware of the risks.
When they say cut and I'm standing and waiting for the shot, I'm always scared that somebody may throw acid on me or somebody may hit me with a knife.
So what does the director, Max Walker, what does he want to get out of doing this television series?
He says that he wants to open up that debate. He wants, even if it changes the mind of just a handful of people.
If that is all that I managed to achieve by getting this series up and started and the momentum going on it, and for them to sort of go, okay, they're not bad, they're just human, doing the best they can, then hopefully I've done my job.
And Shireen's Law, the show that Henry was reporting on, will be broadcast later this year, and its producers say that they hope it will bring some change.